Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As you can see by the title of today's video, here to ask what attributes are worth a 99 rating in NBA 2K25. So, as you can see, we actually have them all listed right here. I know a lot of people have been talking about they're a fan of the preview screens and stuff like that, where we're going to detail everything we get into in the video. And then, you guys know me, I like to yap, I like to talk about, you know, all the things that we're talking about here more in detail. So if you want to stick around for that, I do appreciate it. But yeah, this is my kind of power rankings of it, if you will, where we're talking about ratings worth 99, 3-point, rebound, in my opinion, are the solidified ones. You could even say free throw as well. I'd like to think the value of a 99 free throw is really good. It makes it automatic to make the free throws. It's like insane. And the value of it and the cheapness is really good. So the questionables after that become steal, perimeter, and mid-range. So I say mid-range is a question mark because it's well worth the rating itself, but you could argue that 3-point being so much more valuable of just it's just a tough rating to deal with on the defensive end, obviously, when someone has this. And then obviously, if you have a 99-3, you would not want to go with a 99 mid-range because of the fact that all the badges are already tied to your 99-3. But 99 mid-range is a very justifiable thing in a lot of certain specific game modes, like 2v2 for instance. Really good on a high mid-range hunting point guard that's playing with an inside big that's just crashing offense rebound over and over and over again. And same goes with, like, you could argue 99 mid is also even still useful in Pro-Am. Tougher to justify though, so that's why we have a question mark on this, but it's still one of the top ratings that could be justified for 99. Besides that though, 95 plus, I could definitely argue for perimeter, steal, post control, close shot, stuff like that. You can see we have these kind of in layers where we're talking about the threshold point that they actually are worth, and we'll get into the details in just a second here. I obviously just wanted to kind of overview everything that we're going to talk about. So we got the 90. This is for dunk, strength, standing dunk, speed with ball, ball handle, pass act. A lot of these, I have an asterisk on pass act because I think 89 is a pretty good like cap. So it's like in the 90-ish threshold and stuff like that, but not quite 90. And I would even argue pass act is still a valuable rating, but yeah, you don't see many people go above 90 in my opinion. Some people maybe go 95 on some crazy stuff, or 92 for certain thresholds of badges and stuff like that. But either way, point being, we wanted in the 90s. Things like dunk, 93 dunk or 89, you know, stuff like that are all well worth the value of it. Strength, you can go in the, you know, thresholds of saying 91's well worth for the brick wall, or 91, 92, both being the thresholds that you hit for the immovable enforcer, all types of stuff like that. 90 standing dunk, we all know, is a very common tried and true thing that's been like this for years now. Speed with ball, you could, you know, 91 is kind of a good threshold with that Hall of Fame lightning launch. And also just in general, the good dribble styles obviously come with 86 plus, or 85 plus for that matter technically, and then 90, you know, for some specific decent ones as well. And then 92 ball handle gets pretty much every dribble move in the game besides the Steve Francis sig size up that you really don't even get out the gate either. So point being, 92 ball handle is probably the best threshold in terms of, you know, the value rating for that, and that happens to fit in the 90s. Now, I did say can be justified but not really great value is 90 plus rebound if the other one is already really high. So like, we're talking about rebound being one of the best value ratings as far as getting that 99 because of the legend rebound chaser and stuff like that. But when you have a 99 offensive rebound, do you really have to have a 90 plus on the defensive rebound? Because legend rebound chasers are going to carry a little bit as well. So that's why we're talking about it's decent value, but it's not something that's like super good. And I would never recommend to have double 99. That's ridiculous. That's like unheard of for sure. I don't even know how well that would be afforded. It's probably extremely expensive. But anyway, tough to justify 90 plus on would be block, interior D, and vert. These ratings are really good value when it comes to like the, let's say on interior D, 74, 82, 88, stuff like that. But to go higher than it is a little bit overkill if you ask me. Same goes for block, 88, good cutoff threshold point as far as like getting the gold high flying denier, the silver paint patroller. Anything past that, again, it's a little bit tough to justify. That's my take on it. Vert as well, I really would say 80 is like my sweet spot threshold point. And it's tough, you know, because a lot of times the whole point of this video is to really like raise the awareness or thought provocation, if you will, of talking about how not every rating really is on the same scale of mattering in terms of those high threshold points of the rating itself. Because again, 3-point, rebound, the power of a 99 on that versus if you saw someone with a 99 vert, that's like a joke. That's like laughable if you ask me. Now, I put not sure on because honestly, when it comes to like speed and agility, honestly, these can be really tough to deal with, and I do absolutely vouch for them on lock builds and stuff like that. But the cost efficiency of it and just like how the value of the rating itself is, it seems a little bit tough to justify in some cases because of the fact that it's not tied to a lot of badges. With agility, you generally don't need anything more than like 82 for the shifty shooter and stuff like that. So from an offensive perspective, the agility kind of caps out already at like I said, 82. However, for defense, it definitely, you know, depends between the pick dodger caps and stuff like that, and obviously on-ball menace. So for the elite lockdowns out there, you do need a higher threshold point of it, but it's never into like the anything past 92 for that matter. So 99 agility, overkill in my opinion. So would speed. Speed on 99 would be crazy. I think those two ratings kind of cap out in the low 90s if you ask me. Maybe the mid 90s if you're a true blue pure lock that's like 6'4" and wants to fight through everything on screens. But other than that, I'm not sure about like midi or 3-point if the other is extremely high. So like we were already talking about earlier, if you have like a 99.3, I don't know if you necessarily need a high mid-range either, you know, past like 85-ish or 86, whatever the case may be. Also, in case you guys didn't know, I'm pairing with NBA 2K Labs again this year. So you can use my code Laker at checkout for 20% off of any subscription link that you decide to go for. Obviously, what you're going to find on here is going to be really useful information that we're showing all across the whole screen right now, but mainly to be talked about is obviously the jump shot data. So the guys are cool enough to let me show you the information from the 2K24 premium jumper data. If you want the access to the 25 year, you'd obviously have to subscribe to their premium and, you know, using my code as well if you would like. But as you can see, like we have them sorted by speed right here. You can sort by every one of these different individual categories right here between the fastest millisecond jump shots. You can sort that by your individual height between the guards, wings, and bigs. You can sort by speed, green window, the early, middle, and late end of the green window as well, and then the total accumulation of all of that. And I mean, that's how I came to the conclusion that Terrence Mann was a really good base last year, combining all that information. Crazy stuff. So again, to be able to find something like this in 25, you would be able to just sign up for the premium. So what you're going to do when you're ready to sign up, you would just come over here and click register with whatever length of subscription you'd like to go for. After you hit register, it'll ask you to put in a promo code. You just put in Laker when you hit apply coupon right here, and boom, you're looking good. With code Laker, you're going to get 20% off your subscription. If you guys would like to help me out, I get a percentage based off your initial purchase only. So a recurring bill, like if you get a 1-month subscription, I only get the 1 month that you sign up for initially, and then anything past that, I don't. So if you do plan to go for like a 3 or a 6 or even a year-long subscription, feel free to just, you know, do that if you want to support me. But I understand not everybody wants to go for that, so it's all good if you don't. Anyway, appreciate you guys for watching. Let's get back to the video. So anyway, I know we already went into pretty extensive detail, but I hope you guys have enjoyed the video so far. If you do, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new to notice, all good stuff, and like always, try to win to 2,000 likes. So to start us off, let's talk about the 3-point in detail. So obviously, the reason I would argue this is the most valuable of any rating, for that matter, at 99, is because of how these high-end thresholds work. So like, let's talk 95 plus 3-pointer just in general first. 95, absolute banger value. You get the Deadeye and Set Shot Specialist on Hall of Fame instead of Gold. That is a huge up compared to 94. Now at 96, you get 2 more badges on Hall of Fame. You get Limitless and Shifty, which are probably not as good comparatively if you want to, you know, compare, let's say, these 2 badges of Deadeye and Set Shot versus this 2 badge combo right here of the Limitless, Range, and Shifty. So I would argue the 95 threshold is more valuable, but then 96, still good. 97, you get Mini Marksman, and then at 98, you get 1 badge on Legend, and that's Set Shot Specialist. Now, that's why I'm arguing for 99 being extremely good value. Now, in some cases, this is still expensive toward the build to get this 1 attribute point. In some cases, it's like 2 overall points. Some it's 3. I've even seen crazy things at the beginning of the game where it was 4, but I think that was before the patch where we had early access to the game. Anyway, point being, this is also a good, you know, argument as far as what you should spend your cap break points on. We've already talked about this in the past of like 94 to 99.3. Look at this. It's going to turn every badge from Gold to Legend. That is 5 ratings right there that you're getting a badge going up from 2 levels on every single badge. So point being, 99, extremely good value. Now, let's talk about the MIDI real quick. So you can see you do still get everything as far as Legend, except for Limitless Range, and you technically would obviously get, you know, Post-Fade Phenom, but you do need the post control to go with that, and in which case this build obviously doesn't have it. But point being, you get it pretty easy. It's at 94 mid-range to get the Hall of Fame, or to get the Legend Post-Fade Phenom, which is before any of these other badges would ever turn Legend, for that matter, even Hall of Fame in some cases. So it's pretty cheap. You can get that pretty doably. But yeah, point being, the 99 on the MIDI or the 3-pointer, very, very good value, and can be really tough to deal with between the Shifty Shooter, mid-range Maestros on the 2v2 court, the Hall of Fame Shifty with 99.3 dudes on the 3v3 court, or in Pro-Am in general to go against 99.3. Can be really tough to deal with as a spot up and as a ball handler. So next up, let's talk about Rebound. This is obviously something where it's also in that sort of high range threshold that we're talking about, where you get the, let's just go ahead and put the strength up real quick to get the Box Out Beast requirements as well. So like for instance, at 92, we're getting Gold Rebound Chaser. At 94, Hall of Fame Box Out Beast. At 96, Hall of Fame Rebound Chaser. In a lot of cases, I've been on builds where I want to use the max +1 on Rebound Chaser as well, and 96 gets the job done, because then you can just put this to Legend as well. So I'm not here to argue this over the 99.3 by any means, because I think 99.3 is more valuable than 99 offensive rebound or defensive rebound, but that's more because you can cover your bases with one max +1 way easier on this than you would if you, let's say, had 96 3-pointer. We already just showed you how that's going to look. You know, you can use a max +1 on only one of those 5 shooting badges, but in this case, if you use the max +1 on Rebound Chaser, you're already set. It's looking perfect. So that threshold point of going from 96 to 99 is a little bit tough in terms of the cost efficiency, and even more tough would be to do this stuff that I was just talking about. Absolutely terrible value. I don't know why anybody would ever do this for that matter, but again, point being of what I was talking about earlier, you don't want to double up on the 99 offensive and defensive rebound. Just one of them. Pick and choose. Also, I can't say I've ever seen anybody with Legend Box Out Beast, because the strength being 96 is a pretty ridiculous thing to shoot for. I think it's not good value, if you ask me. I mean, to be fair, if you're going for the Hoff Brick, I guess you could also go for the Legend Box Out Beast. I am someone that believes a little bit more in the 91 threshold for Brick Wall, max +1 at the Hall of Fame or something like that if you really need to. But yeah, point being, you know, it's in that same threshold of the Box Out Beast being 89 strength to get that on Hall of Fame right there, and then 91. Again, though, if you want, the Legend Box Out Beast is at 96 strength, and then also needs to be paired with a 98 offensive or defensive rebound. So anyway, that is all for the really justified kind of ratings, right, as far as what we would vouch for the 99s on. Now, I do want to talk about the Perimdi and Steel, though, because I do believe in these to be pretty valuable, in my opinion. And we can even talk about the whole strength thing of the 92 while we're at it right here, but I just want to talk about pure locks, essentially. So let's go ahead and max both these out to 99, just get all the attributes that are tethered with them, max out the speed and the agility and stuff like that, and the strength, because a lot of them are correlated with the badges that we're going to be talking about here. So in most cases, I would say 99 Perim, probably not worth the value. It's really tough to afford. You can even see, like, as far as Legend pick Dodger, we do need to actually be even smaller than this. But I'm not going to switch up the build or anything like that just to make the point. I just wanted to say that 99 Perim, pretty hard to afford, but it will unlock 3 badges if you had the Pick Dodger at, you know, the agility that's required for it. And it would be Legend, On-Ball Menace, and Pick Dodger, which in most cases, these are the 3 ones that matter, I would say, the most. Obviously, you know, Off-Ball Pest, do we really care about that much? Not really, if you ask me. And then a Movable Enforcer actually only requires a 94 Perimdi to get. But here's the cool thing as well that we were talking about with the strength value. Why I say strength 90 plus is a really good thing is because of this as well. Check this out. So not only is the 91 threshold good for the brick wall like we were talking about, but on top of that, if you go from 90 strength to 92, that's 2 ratings. You get 2 levels of Immovable Enforcer. That's a really weird, crazy thing that I don't think really applies to a lot else in the builder. You would think it's a lot more separated, and like something like Legend Immovable Enforcer would be more along the lines of like 96 strength or something like that, but they put it 1 rating point away from Hall of Fame, and then obviously gold at 90. So really crazy value on that. But anyway, let's get back to the Perimdi argument and like debate, if you will. So in my opinion, a really good spot to be at this is 97. At 98, like you said, you get Off-Ball Pest, but who cares? And then at 99, if you're going to commit all the way fully, that's understandable, you know. But I think 97 is the toughest to deal with, as well as still being a good value in terms of the attributes. If you go down like 3, you're going to miss out on all 3 of those badges. And then obviously if you go down another one, you're missing out on Movable Enforcer. So like you can see the difference between 93 and 97, pretty big. You're getting 1 level badge on every one of those higher. So I'm a big fan of that, and that's why we're putting a little bit more of a question mark on it, because I don't know if 99 Perim is valuable enough to argue for that, and same goes for Steel as well. So the only thing you're getting with 99 Steel is Glove. 98, however, good value with the Interceptor, but in a lot of cases, it might be something you want to max +1, like on a lockdown or something like that. So in most cases, you can be okay with 94 Steel, because Glove isn't exactly, in my opinion, Pluck Steels in general, not exactly great or usable for that matter, unless it's just good timing in general. Me and my boys have kind of picked up on the fact that like 85 Steel, even though it's Silver Glove, we're kind of getting pluck steals just off the good timing plucks, the same way, if not just as good as you would with 94 Steel, or in some cases, Apollo's actually been on a 99 Steel build with the Legend Glove and Interceptor, and feels like he's playing the same way on 85 Steel with Silver Glove. So, I don't know, long story short, I believe in the high threshold Steel ratings for sure, like 94. This is a really good value in my opinion. However, Anything past that, a little bit tougher to justify because there's not a lot of sweet spots either. It's like you got to go up 2 ratings to get glove, you got to go up 2 more ratings to get interceptor, and then you got to go up another rating just to get glove again. So it's like if they tied in together a little bit better, I would maybe justify it, but in most cases I think I'm just a fan of the 94 steal, and that's about it. Alright, so next up, we have a couple post-related badges. So we have post control and close shot. These are ones that I was also being a little bit debatable as far as whether they should be in the 99 threshold, because let's talk about it for a sec. So maxing all of these out, and the mid-range for that matter, because we want the post-fade phenom on the max as well. We'll go ahead and up the strength, because as you can see, this is also related with a lot of badges, and that's besides the point of our argument of talking about how like post powerhouse, for instance, is tied to strength, and like it's a little bit tough to justify 96 strength, if we're being completely honest. But anyway, point being, you can see all the post-related badges right here. You got, let's say, the difference between 95 and 99. So you're missing out on Unpluckable, and then levels of Hook Specialist, Post Powerhouse, and Post Up Poet. Now, Post Fade Phenom, like we said, that's very easy to afford. You can get it with 94 mid-range and 90 post control, which I would even argue, yeah, 90 post control can be pretty good value points. I mean, especially the fact that like 87's Post Up Poet, 90 you're getting Post Fade and Hook Specialist. However, even though I'm arguing over this not being a good value rating, if you will, and it's more because a lot of it's in tandem with things, right? Like for Post Fade Phenom, you need Post Control mid-range, Post Powerhouse, you need Post Control and Strength. Post Up Poet is the one thing that's actually purely just based on your post control. You could argue Unpluckable is as well, but yeah, then like Hook Specialist, you need Close Shot to go with it as well. It's just, you know, like I said, it's a little bit tough to argue it because there's so many other things that need to be tethered with it that have a high rating. But let's just talk about this for a sec. If you run into builds like this that have the 99-99, or maybe even a little bit lower, but if you will, just bear with me. 99 post control and 99 close shot is a devious combo, man. When you see this on 2s, you're a little bit frightened if you're, and you're lying if you're not, because I'm not gonna lie, bro. You know for a fact you're about to get in with some legend post powerhouse, post up poet. They can hit hooks. And I know some people are going to sleep on this, but the Unpluckable is also a very valuable part of post scoring, if you will. Because like when you go for those drop steps, if you can't get plucked out of them, it's really tough to stop for the most part if you're a smaller player. Like the saving grace for 6, 8, and below builds when guarding the post, if you ask me, is the fact that you can just click X on every drop step and just hope that it's either going to give you a foul, which is nice on 2s, obviously. You know, it's different for Pro-Am's sake, but for 2s and stuff like that, foul or reach in, or just in general the pluck itself, or one that's gonna not be an actual steal animation, but it just kind of knocks off their leg and goes out of bounds. That's the type of stuff you can bank on, but Unpluckable is useful for that, obviously. So the 96, 97, 98, 99 thresholds for post scoring are pretty valuable for that matter. And close shot, it's a little bit of a different discussion. It's kind of hard to really like understand this argument so well, because like at 95, nothing. 96, it's just tough, right? Because Paint Prodigy is probably the only badge that we actually care about that's related to close shot. Hook Specialist can be good, but hooks aren't really unstoppable. And then Float Game, we really don't care about, you know, if you're talking like underneath the basket stuff. So 96 is probably a good threshold as far as that goes. But yeah, then into the 99s, I don't know. You can argue for it, but I'm not really someone that's hammering the close shot in terms of toward the top of my list or anything like that. So anyway, we don't really need to address anything other than that. I just wanted to talk about the ones that were debatable for the 99s. I don't think standing dunk deserves it. Definitely not driving dunk. Layup, for sure not either. A lot of these you can get away with like lower ratings in the first place and actually still perform very well for that matter, compared to, you're not going to perform nearly as well with a lot of the ones that we've been talking about, like being 99. Like imagine, we're talking about like an 80 layup, right, is like super doable. You can get away with it. You can even get away with like a 60 dunk and still be very good at dunking the ball. Can you imagine trying to say the same thing for rebounding? Rebound, you just have to be an elite level, in my opinion, to contribute to the game, because there's so many other people on the court that are going to contribute at an elite level, and it's hard to compete with them because your rebound rating is going against their rebound rating. It's not like your layup rating is clashing with someone else's layup rating at the same time. There are multiple people on the floor that are going to be crashing a rebound, and you have to have a high rating to be able to compete with it. That's just how it is. And almost even same goes for the steal rating. There's so many people on the court that have a high steal rating that are going to be like laneable, and if you're not able to play lanes on the other end, it's tough, man, to compete for sure. I mean, 60 can get the job done, and we all know, like, you know, past 60 is like a respectable threshold in terms of being able to play lanes, but able to and threatening are different discussions, big time. But yeah, like the ones that aren't worth much value, interior D and block, we've already talked about. They're plenty fine at like lower ratings, if you ask me. per MD and steel can be very valuable as pure locks. We've already talked about the rebounding, speed, agility, you know, for pure locks as well, understandable. And you guys have obviously heard me talking about, make sure you max out your steel and or speed and agility on, you know, footer builds, 6'11s, 6'10s, stuff like that. Because obviously it's stupid if you make a 7 foot that has like a 48 speed or something like that. But we're not here to talk about value. We're talking about what ratings are worth 99, you know. And in that case, speed and agility, not really, if you ask me. And vert, absolute joke. It's probably the least worth 99 thing in the whole game, if you ask me. I don't know what you could argue differently. Maybe speed with ball, but that's because it's good thresholds in like the 90, 91 area and stuff like that. I really don't know why they did that for that matter either. That's kind of crazy that 91 and 94 was like truly all you need in terms of speed with ball. It's kind of crazy for that to be the case. You know, anything past 94 speed with ball, a lot of people question why. And that's valid. So you really could argue speed with ball, one of the most useless attributes at 99, because it's only related to one badge. And I don't know, man, it's tough value in terms of being able to afford. Ball handle is a different story because it's related to a lot of badges and stuff. Like with 99 ball handle, you definitely can get quite a few things, but sig wise, not really. But yeah, other than that, hey, I did want to say free throw, good value. I mean, look at this. It's not going to cost hardly anything on the build. It obviously is tied and tethered to a couple of different ratings. But I mean, yeah, long story short, we're a 97 overall right now. I go from, you know, plus 21 free throw, still a 97 overall. It's like, that's really good value, you know? So, and it's actually well worth having, for that matter too. So anyway, that's all video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub, and new, turn on noties, all good stuff. Like always, try this one to 2,000 likes. And if you made it to the end of the video, put 99 in the comments, show sports my way through. We can come back to this as we outro, but yeah, just let me know what you think as far as what's worth having 99 or not. If you disagree, if you agree, you know, a lot of the things that we have at the top I think are the justified ones, and then you could argue, you know, the not sure with speed and agility. It just depends on what build you are, but 99 though, that's pretty extreme. So I know as my closing statement here, I want to talk about how a great 2K would be if every rating had a reason to be 99. But let's be realistic. There's a lot of them that just aren't really worth that same merit. No matter what you do, 3-point rating is going to be more valuable than vertical. That's just the nature of 2K and basketball in general, you know? I mean, it's tough because I guess if you made vertical related to everything, I'm talking like jump contest, rebound animations, block animations, the ability to get up and be unblockable on your dunks, because that's a true factor, you know? Being able to get up and rise up above everybody else makes it harder for them to be in the contest on you. But 2K doesn't have that type of relation, you know? So it's tough for sure. But yeah, other than that, you know, we've already talked about everything plenty enough. So that's all video. Hope y'all enjoyed. Other than that, take it easy, man. Peace.